So this is the next tutorial for the lid, and hopefully you've gotten up to this point. And I've seen a lot of your models so far. It looks like everyone's getting along pretty well. I know some of you guys have some flickering and some cleaning up to do, but overall, everyone's models are looking good, so that's good. Again, I want to move on to ZBrush soon, and also just get away from these hard model exercises. But again, I just want to make sure everyone's up to par on their UV mapping and understand the whole pipeline all the way through to Unreal Game Engine. All right, so what we have here is everything kind of cut out, and we can see our component, we can see our shells now, and rolling it over here. So I'm going to pull back my UV editor, and that's my dog barking in the background. And so we're basically going to go redo that again, UV shell. And if you remember, what we're going to do is select this and hit D. Okay, it should take a couple seconds, and you can see it coming down into the lower quadrant right there. And that just really indicates to me that we're doing this right, okay? Before, when we didn't do the freeze command, this stuff was going crazy wonky. All right. Yeah, I'm sorry this takes a while. I think it probably will go a lot faster. I've seen it on other students' computers. It goes a lot faster. So when you roll around, you'll notice everything is in this quadrant. So that's really, really key, especially when we get into a really complicated model like the dumpster base, right? So we're gonna hit D. This one's gonna be kind of funky, all right? So it looks very, very organic. So we're getting into more organic forms. It's kind of bulging out. So this is stretching it out and scaling it correctly. So don't get afraid. This is normal. So we're gonna go ahead, hit D again. Okay, so you can see what's left here. This is so cool to use this kind of feature, and I should have shown you guys this earlier. So we're just gonna go around the bend here and get rid of these guys. Okay, I got the wheel depth. Just breathe it out. Hold your breath. I don't know. All right. Didn't go away. Okay. Whew. All right, that is scary. All right, so we hit D. All right, D. All right, excellent. All right, so this is coming along. This is looking good. Really, really healthy compared to last time. Now I've screwed up here. I should have done an edge loop there, so this is going to get a little wonky. So hit D. All right, you can see how wonky that was. So you see it down there. It's kind of a weird look. That's all right. You can forgive me. All right, so hit D. Okay, so these are going to take forever because we have to kind of go into every little nook and cranny. All right, D. All right, so this one I do want to fix because it's got, I forgot to cut here, and that's going to come out horrible. So, how do you fix that? So we're going to go to Edge. I have no idea. I'm kind of winging it here. So we're going to double click, triple click. All right, and we're going to go back to Component, UV Shell. Okay, whew. All right, we did it. All right, hit D. All right, D. All right, so this is so helpful. Now when I roll over it, I can see down here that it's doing its thing, right? So we're just gonna keep going and finding other components that are missing. Wheel depth. So again, make sure you do increment save. This stuff scares me. Okay. We already did that one. Okay, we'll spin around, get the other side of this guy, and also I don't think we've done the inside. Okay, hit D. D. You can see bit by bit it's getting smaller and smaller, so we know that inside here, D. D. Let's go down the bottom. All right, and again, zoom out and zoom in. We'll get to your part. D. Alright, if you're getting bored, you can totally fast forward this. This is just exactly what we did earlier today. So that's all gone. So we know all of this has been taken care of, okay? So move on to the next guy, D. Rinse and repeat, man. Again, you'll get so proficient at this, and then 6 months from now, you'll totally forget it. So it's one of those things that you can always go back, always find something on YouTube, but sometimes it's nice to know that you can come back to this tutorial, because it's on YouTube you have to kind of go through like maybe 4 or 5 different tutorials to find out exactly what you're looking for. So this is kind of building up around this form, right? All right, D. Alright, D. Alright, and get used to zooming out. Try and get that piece in the center, and see how I oscillated and then zoom in. So when I rotate, that it's in the center of the scene. Alright, if not, you're going to be having a hard time kind of scrolling constantly. So the best way is to zoom all the way out, get it in the center, and keep going. Alright, D. Alright, so it looks like stuff is really coming along here. D. Alright. D. Alright. You guys will have nightmares about this. Stories to tell your grandchildren. Alright. Okay, I'm just rolling all over every little piece and seeing what it's missing. Okay, we're getting near the end. Hold your breath. I'm just looking for missing pieces. Sometimes this is tedious. And can you imagine, like, if we get really, really detailed work, what a pain it is to UV map, especially very organic shapes. So that's why I'm trying to show you kind of this simple modeling technique, and then let Substance and ZBrush do all the heavy lifting. Okay, but you do definitely need a good UV map when you do this stuff. All right, so I think we're almost done with this guy. Last one. Okay, and you can see it's all clear. So we got to do the other side. We're almost freaking done. All right, again, zoom all the way out. Oscillate that a couple times to the center, so when we zoom in, and when you rotate, it's in the center. Okay, we can't just select something and hit F, because we need to be in this mode. Alright, so I hit D. And these are a lot of hotkeys that you have a hard time remembering, which is a lot of data. It's a lot of stuff I'm throwing at you. Please get like a notebook just dedicated to this class, because it's good to look up. I've sent you guys, I forgot to tell you guys in class, all the hotkeys are on the files in Canvas, but I think it's better just to make your own, because you're not going to use all those. I mean, it's good to kind of memorize them, but in reality, sugar snaps. All right, so I'm going to clean that one up. I'm going to right-click Component Edge and do a double-click there. All right, and I'll go back to Component UV Shell and rinse and repeat that one. I'm not seeing the rest of them, so I don't think I got them all. Maybe I did. All right, I did a bad job on cutting that one, but it looks like it kind of flayed open for me, so I think it forgave me. All right. All right, we're good. We're good. I think we're all done. So that is telling it's all clear up here, so we're ready to go. And what do? I can't hear you. All right, so we do a file, increment and save. All right, so I'm up to 14. All right, that's awesome. All right, so now I'm going to go and get out of this mode right here. Go to my selection mode. We did an increment save. I'm gonna go to UV shell. Gonna make a marquee, which is a left and a drag all over that stuff. And then I'm gonna let the computer do all my calculations. All right, so we're gonna go to modify. And I'm just gonna keep repeating this for people that don't have these settings yet. So 2048, unfold. 2K down here also, and 8 and 8. Some people can do 4 and 4, but I just keep it simple, 8 and 8. We're not really packing a lot of information here. We're going to hit apply. All right, really cross your fingers, but we did an incremental save. If you didn't, oh boy, good luck. All right, boom. All right, there we go. So we have lots of parts and pieces down here. I'm going to go ahead and pull these guys out of here. These are the kind of the organic stuff. Pull those out. And then my straight line stuff, I'm just gonna kind of marquee this stuff. Just in case we want to put a label, we want this stuff kind of right edgy. So I don't know if that was a word, right edgy. So we're gonna hit orient shells, and they're gonna kind of go into this weird configuration. All right, I'm just kind of make sure they're not sitting on top of each other. All this stuff, that's that one I did a really bad job on. I'm gonna go ahead and orient that one too for good luck. Ooh, maybe not. All right, I'll put that over here. So these are all the parts and pieces, but they're scaled right. I'm not too concerned. So I want to rinse and repeat. You can do increment save again. I hit apply, and hopefully it packs it in correctly again. So you can see it's up to 84. Excellent. So everything is kind of in right angles now. Our organic shapes are kind of weird. That is a little bit of a concern that they're all at different angles. So if you really want to get into it, you could rotate those around and manually do those, but I don't really care. I think we're good. The plastic is, we're just going to put a lot of dusting of dirt on it, and I don't think we're going to do too much decal work. All right, so what I want to show as I'm zooming in, this is an 8 pixel in between, and then if we get up to the edge, you can see that's 8 pixel. That is what that padding is that we always add in, and you're like, what the heck are we doing that for? And it's really important when we get in here, because we don't want color bleeding. If we're doing like Photoshop and we accidentally like have a picture of, I don't know, some sort of rock star or something like that, we don't want that to bleed over. So this gives us a little bit of clearance to do that. And sometimes when they're really close, they'll just naturally bleed. Okay, so just get into the habit of that, especially with gaming. Things tend to blur and so forth. All right, so I'm gonna put the checkerboard on and see how bad of a job this is. So hit checkerboard. Okay, we're gonna object. All right. So we knew this was gonna look kind of funky because we have these at different angles. But the big thing I'm looking at is just making sure that those squares kind of bend around the surface as we get up close, that they bend around and there's no skewing. All right, someone was asking me earlier today, like, why is this so bitmappy? And if you go up close, this is a bitmappy image. So they're making it very lightweight so that Maya won't crash. So what you're really looking at, make sure those squares are flat and flush, there's no stretching. Also make sure they're all the same size. So we're making sure everything is a correct ratio. And believe me, if you had to do this like old school, you would be UV mapping this for at least 2 or 3 hours and hate in life. All right, I can see some kind of wacky stuff in here, but again, this is black, and we're going to be dusting it with maybe some grime and some sludge and stuff like that. So I'm not really concerned about that. This one. All right. So before we leave, I'm going to go ahead and go back to my object mode. I go ahead and click off my UV editor. All right. So this is the good one. That is lid 2. So make sure you know which one that is. I'm going to turn on lid 1. That's the bad one. And I'm going to show you how bad it was. So UV editor. I don't think I actually showed anyone how bad it. Let me show you what it looks like in cutting mode. Let's go to UV, create, cut. You don't have to watch this, but all right, let's do that. Rinse and repeat. Cut, edge tool. All right, so let's go. All right, always make sure you're in object mode. Let's rinse and repeat that. Component, UV shell. All right, so look at that. I had just one big mama, and oh man, it looked awful. And all these components were bad. And when I did UV, because I didn't do a freeze command, it came out horrible. So what we're going to do is just go to object mode, and a really cool thing, so you want to save some time, probably not even thinking about it, but put lid 1 on T, select lid 2, that's our good one, right? Double check it. That's our good one. We're going to hit Command D, copy and paste, and just duplicate it, pull it over. I'm going to go to my top view just to kind of see how to line it up. Not that it matters. Oh wow, this one's a little bit fatter or wider. Go ahead and pull that out. Over to the right. All right. Look at our UV editor. It's good UV mapping. Even if I'm stretching it wide, it's still retaining those UV maps. All right, so I'm going to turn off lid 2. I'm going to go to lid 1. I'm going to delete that because it is bad, and I'm actually going to delete that layer too. So you can delete layers also, just keep it nice and clean. All right, so I'm going to stop there. That's a lot of information I gave you guys. That was probably the 2 most challenging ones, was that bar, actually, believe it or not. And I would like to go back and redo that one since I know about that freeze transformation tool. So this looks awful, but again, we're just going to keep moving forward.